Hello and welcome back to another video. So today's video is very special. It is my Q&A episode? My Q&A build video where I'm going to answer a couple of questions that you guys put up on Twitter and on other platforms. And firstly, I just want to say thank you to everybody who put a question through. It was really nice. I really appreciated it. And also, I really enjoyed making this build, and it's very long, so I was a little bit nervous about kind of having to fill in 20 minutes with talking, and so a Q&A video seems like a nice way. And it also seems like a nice way to celebrate having 100 videos here on YouTube, which I find really, really exciting. So I just thought I'd point out that I don't know how to put things up on my screen when I'm editing. Like, you know how people put like other pictures on top of their videos? I don't know how to do that yet, so I couldn't put up the actual people's posts, so I apologise. But you know, if your question pops up, then I hope you hear it and you like the fact that I responded. Should I just start with my questions? So my very first question was, in your opinion, where is the best place to holiday in New Zealand? That's a really hard question. So I've lived both in the North Island and in the South Island here in New Zealand. I was raised primarily in a city called Christchurch, which you might have heard of because it had a big series of earthquakes at some point. Years ago now. But a lot of people are still dealing with all of the consequences that came from that earthquake, and it's really unfortunate. As far as where's the best place, I also lived in Auckland. I would say the best place would be somewhere in the South Island as opposed to the North Island, because a lot of the North Island is very similar. It's very similar to everywhere else in the world. So, I mean, something that appeals is what New Zealand looks like. So a lot of what appeals is New Zealand's clean green look, our rolling mountains, our grass, yeah, that's what appeals to people. But just those pictures you see, I might, if I knew how to link, I would link a couple of pictures on my screen so you guys could sort of see some things of New Zealand, but I could do another video of that later if kind of people are interested in sort of New Zealand and where I've been and what New Zealand looks like. A couple of places, because I have not been all over New Zealand. I guess one of my favourite places to visit was Lake Taupo, which is in the North Island. It's a giant volcano. It's not going to go off, hopefully, but it's a giant volcano that's a lake and people go swimming in it and stuff. It's pretty cool. I think, what else is there? Because there's also, here in the South Island, I know a lot of people like to come to Dunedin for the Cadbury factory, which is no longer running, and for Baldwin Street, which is the steepest street in the Southern Hemisphere, I think. That's its appeal. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that one. I don't know, I think for me, New Zealand's just a nice place to travel. Wellington's a really nice place to visit because it's very different, very hilly and very artsy. And then we also have down in the South Island, we have Dunedin, which a lot of people like to visit, and a lot of people like the West Coast. I know that some of the amazing hills and scenic routes through different parts of the South Island are absolutely stunning to look at. I just don't really know anything by name. So I will move on to the next question. And the next question is, what is my favourite colour? Mint green. Mint green is like the nicest colour in the entire world. But I also love rose gold, so you know, I'm not rude. I like many colours, but mint green is my absolute favourite colour. It's such a good colour. I like it so much. What is the next question? I'll just pop up the question so I somehow closed it. Here we go. Who was my last text from? I'm gonna have to grab my phone. Crikey. Let's have a look. I think it's from my mum. Yep, from my mum. I'm super popular, as you guys can probably tell. Who was my last call from? I think my mum. Let me just quickly try and find out recent. Yes, from my mum. What makes me happy? Oh, that's such a big question. A lot of things make me happy, so obviously, Sims makes me really happy. I like getting home after a really long day at uni and just sitting down, but I also like being around my friends and family. Being around my friends and family also makes me really happy, and I'm really into yoga, and I really enjoy going to the gym. I find that I feel really happy when I've got up and gone to the gym and done that sort of stuff. So yeah, I move on to the next question. How long did your longest relationship last? It's still going, my longest relationship, and that is coming up just longer than 2 years now. Would I ever become vegetarian? Well, I'm not vegetarian, because I do eat meat, but for pricing and because of how expensive meat is, I do pretty much live as a vegetarian, and I also do shared meals with a flatmate who is a vegetarian, so in that respect I sort of am vegetarian, because I do eat mostly as a vegetarian. I don't really eat a lot of meat anymore. So, I mean, I think the answer to that question is, why yes. What is my favourite season? Winter. Okay, here's my thing about that, right? So let me just put this down, let me get into a good talking position. So, in summer, when it's too hot, it's like impossible to cool yourself down. Like, I hate that I just sit there hot all day. I just feel like I can't do anything. I just get really frustrated. Like, it bugs me so much that I feel like that in summer. There's only so many clothes you can take off, you know, before it's inappropriate to go out in public. And secondly, I enjoy the winter sports more, so I like skiing, and I'm a netball player, but I also like basketball, and basketball's technically a summer sport, you know, which makes sense because it's inside, but that's not the point. I prefer winter a lot. I like in winter that you can wrap up with like a hot chocolate in bed, or in a chair wrapped up in a blanket and read and stuff, and I sort of like swimming in winter because my hands get real chilly when I'm like get them out of the blankets, but they warm up, you know, with some vigorous, intense movements and Sims. You know, when you're building a house really quickly, your hands might warm up a little bit, as opposed to Let's Plays, which are a bit more laid back. Yeah, they don't really warm you up as much. No, I do. I prefer winter so much more. I like everything that's associated with winter. I mean, Christmas isn't associated with winter here. Our Christmas is in summer, but I like nearly everything that's associated with winter a bit more than what's associated with summer. Do I prefer Twitter or Facebook? Twitter. Hands down Twitter. Part of the reason, so I do have a Facebook, but I don't use it anymore because I got annoyed with how depressing Facebook is. I find it quite a depressing platform now. It's not really fun. It's not a place that's going to cheer you up when you're feeling sad or anything like that. And so I'm not the biggest fan of it, to be honest. I like that Twitter's all about Sims for me. There's not a lot of negativity, and I really like that. Who is the most attractive celeb? In my opinion, I really like Scarlett Johansson, to be honest. She hasn't really popped up in a lot recently. I would say, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of them. When I was a teenager, I had a crush on Benedict Cumberbatch, but I wouldn't say that that's the case anymore. You know, not that there's anything wrong with him, I just don't. I would say, yeah, I'd say Scarlett Johansson. What are your initials, including your middle name? AKZ, which I think is pretty cool, actually. I quite like my initials. Who was the last person you had a deep conversation with? Oh, that would have to be my best friend. I'm not even gonna lie, I have so many deep conversations with her. There we go, cross that one out. What is your favourite way to wear your hair? Down. My hair's very short though, so it doesn't really fit up properly. Just to knock that one out of the bath. What is my favourite animal? Guys, come on, guys. Guys, we all know it's the sloth. The most majestic animal in the entire world. It's followed very closely by pigs though, because how could you not like pigs? I mean, they're amazing. So it would definitely go for a sloth first. I mean, they are just the absolute bee's knees. If I could wear a sloth mask and then film my face so it looked like a sloth was moving, was talking, and then play the Sims really, really slowly, I would. Guys, I would do that for you, because sloths are the most genius thing ever. So I absolutely love sloths, but pigs, they're even cute when they're old. I'm just saying, I don't just like the baby ones. Would you ever share a bath with someone? No. I'm very tall though, I'm 6 foot, so I'm not sure sharing a bath is really a practical. There's really a practical thing there. No, I would not. Do you want to get married? Yeah, I would say at some point. I'm not against getting married. Yeah, no, I would. What is the last song you listened to? Crikey. I think it was Stranger by... Is it called Strangers? Sigrid? I love Sigrid, just amazing. What is your favourite TV series you have watched? Firefly, hands down Firefly. Don't even have to think about that. If you haven't watched Firefly, you should, because it's the best. Honestly, it's so cool. I really like it. How many people have you dated? 1. What was your worst habit? What is your worst habit? Oh, I would say that, and I don't like using this word because I think it has a negative connotation associated with it, and I don't mean it in as negative a way as it often gets used. But I would say one of my worst habits is being quite uptight. I don't relax easily. I'm very... it takes a lot for me to sort of let my hair down and relax and, you know, relax. So, I'm the kind of person who likes to have schedules and lists, and I like to know what I'm doing, and I don't like things to suddenly change on me. I like things to be consistent, you know, just all sort of that sort of stuff. What are your favourite band singers? Sigrid. Who else? Ed Sheeran. God, crikey, you know he came to New Zealand? Oh, Ed Sheeran was so good here in New Zealand. I'm very, very fortunate in that one of my closest, bestest friends actually had a ticket. She was going to make her boyfriend go with her, and then I got to use that ticket instead, and oh, I'm so glad I got to go. It was so great. What other questions are there? Do you feel awkward during silences with someone? Depends. So there are a couple of people where silences are super awkward, and then a couple of people where silences are fine. Yeah, I mean, I would say I don't feel awkward with silences with that many people. My friends and family I'm tending to be fine with in silence. Favourite school subject? Drama. Like, I'm full of drama. It's not too much of a surprise. Cross that question out. No, I loved drama. Drama was so great. It was also the subject I got the best grades in because, as I've mentioned before, I have a learning disability, so I don't find school all that easily. So, it's cross that one off. Do I have a lot of friends? I don't have a lot of friends. And that's not a negative thing. I'm very happy with the number of friends I have. In fact, sometimes it's a few too many for me, because between uni and I volunteer and then, well, YouTubing, I don't have the most time in the world. Like, sometimes I don't really have time for YouTubing, so I do a lot of pre-recording when I have time so that I can still upload videos every day. And the reason I upload videos every day is because I have a book full of ideas and things I want to do, and sometimes I get a little bit impatient and I just want to do it all at the same time. So like there'll be a new Let's Play starting soon, and some of my Let's Plays will be falling back and not being as often, and I'm thinking about moving to a 2-week rotation. Not that I'm very consistent with my YouTube videos now. I'm consistent with uploading daily, but not with certain things going up all the time. And so I don't have a lot of friends, and a lot of the friends I do have are fine with us not communicating daily, which I am thankful for, because I love the friends who do like to talk all the time, but it's also nice to have a break and not have that with every single one of my friends. So yeah, I don't have a lot. I would say I have like 6 or 7 friends. Where in the world would you like to visit? Oh, this is such a good question. Where would I like to visit? I want to visit everywhere, to be honest. I know that as far as continents go, Africa's a place I've been interested in going to. I have a big bunch of travel brochures on me right now because me and my partner are looking at travelling at some point, so I guess it's really hard. Where would I like to travel to? There are so many beautiful places all over the world. It's such a hard question. I think if I had to choose, I would probably want to go to France or Italy. I know it seems a little bit, I know it's a common place to want to travel to, but I like the idea of, my last name is Italian, so I'd like the idea of going back and seeing kind of where my family came from. So I don't know, Italy would probably be where I'd want to go. Plus I've seen some cool pictures of Italy. Do you think aliens exist? I mean, there must be. I mean, yes, I do. But I just feel like there's such a good chance aliens are out there. I mean, it doesn't matter what theory or your belief of how the world came about. You know, all of them suggest that there's a possibility another world could exist. So yeah, I do. Would I ever have kids? Yeah. I don't know if that's all. Yeah, I would definitely. Do you believe in luck / miracles? Oh, that's a hard one because that goes along with, do I believe in karma? I don't believe in karma. I do believe the world just goes around in circles, so I guess I don't really believe in luck either. I feel that the world does just go around in circles in terms of a mistake. Like when you make a mistake, eventually something's going to happen to you that's bad, just because that's how the world works. So you can't always be lucky. It's kind of, yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, do I believe in luck and miracles? No, not really. Plus if luck is real, I have the worst luck in the entire world. If I have to guess a question on a multi-choice test, I will get it wrong. I don't think I've ever got one right that I've had to guess. So, I don't know. I guess I just don't really believe luck. I don't really believe in luck that much. So, one last question. I nearly missed that. I'm sorry. Which LP is my favourite? I'm assuming that's on my channel. Crikey. They're all only just coming into themselves now, so I think I'm only like 10 parts into them because I have so many. If I just focused on a couple of Let's Plays, I think I would have more time and more... I'd be more into one. My favourite would probably be Models. I really like my Models Let's Play, or it could be... actually, I am a huge fan of Disney. I would say Disney is my most consistent Let's Play. And when it comes time for filming, Disney's the first one I always want to film because I only film once a day. So yeah, I would say Disney's probably my favourite one. And that is all of the questions, which really made talking for 30 minutes a lot easier. Because I was a little bit nervous about it because 30 minutes, or I think my video comes out to be like 28 minutes, is a very long time to have a video. I try and keep my videos very short, as you guys would know from watching my channel for so long. I prefer shorter videos. So this build for me was inspired by both Italian and Spanish designs. I don't know, I'm not like the best with design, so I can't say which one it is, but I would say it's a mixture of the two. So I had kind of a couple of pictures I tried to stick with, and I did Google Italian designs, so I think this is quite Italian, but I can't be too sure. But the main reason why I wanted to do this giant build was because I haven't really used Jungle Adventure stuff. So for anyone who's watched my overview, it's not really an overview. It's really quite terrible in terms of going through the actual stuff that came in the pack. I really just skipped through it because I got bored and I really wanted to go and actually play with Jungle Adventure, which I would say is a Let's Play I am loving, but I put it on the back foot because I wanted to make them come home, and they didn't have a house to come home to. So now that I've built this place, they will be coming here. And I know that there are a couple of things that are unusable and a couple of things in the wrong places. Just so that you guys know, I've fixed that, so it's fine. I have had Teresa and Kale come back, sift through this house where I found a lot of issues, and I fixed them, and everything is all good now, which is nice. I really enjoyed doing this build. I think it took me 6 save files, so over a period of 6 days I put this build together. I find building really large buildings really, really hard. I get a little bit tired. I do. I get a bit tired and just kind of want to move on. And there's still like a lot of work left to go because I have to run vines up and down this entire... the entire walls of this house. It is a very large house. I think it's a 4-story. But I would say it turned out looking exactly the way I wanted it to look. There's a couple of changes between this and the one that is actually being uploaded on the gallery, but I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. I really like all the stuff that came with Jungle Adventure stuff pack, actually. Oh, a question that wasn't asked, but that might be a cool one to answer is my favourite expansion pack, stuff pack, and game pack. Oh, so as far as game pack goes, I need a list of them. Let me quickly grab up a list. So, my favourite game pack would be Cats and Dogs. My favourite expansion pack is very hard to choose between Parenthood and Jungle Adventure. I did not like vampires. I bought it because my little brother wanted vampires. As far as Spa Day and Dine Out go, I bought Spa Day for yoga and I bought Dine Out for restaurants. I've never actually run a restaurant, which is something I would love to do in maybe a Let's Play. I've just never really had the motivation to do it, but I think having a YouTube channel, I'm hoping to really explore things and try out different stuff because I've got this YouTube channel. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I would say maybe Parenthood over Jungle Adventure, even though I'm obsessed with Jungle Adventure right now. I think in the long run, Parenthood. And as far as stuff packs go, it is hard to choose a favourite because I'm not really that fussed about any of them. I bought them all probably for an item. So I bought laundry day stuff for the ability to wash stuff. Toddler stuff, I probably bought it for the whole pack because I always get annoyed by how little stuff we have in toddler stuff. Fitness, I bought for the rock climbing wall. Bowling, I bought for the ability to bowl. Vintage glamour stuff, I bought for that makeup stand. Backyard stuff, I bought for the water slide. Kids room, I bought for the little critters thing, but I bought it for a lot of other reasons as well, so that one might be one of my favourite. Romantic garden stuff, I bought it because it came with more building stuff, but to be honest, I don't know how to integrate stuff that came with romantic garden stuff into anything other than a romantic garden. I just don't know how to integrate it. Movie hangout, I bought for the... Actually, I would say that might be my favourite one. I bought that one for the curtains and stuff. Spooky stuff, honestly, it's such a waste of money. It didn't even come with Halloween, like you can't go trick-or-treating, which really bugged me. Cool kitchen stuff. What do I even want to say about cool kitchen stuff? Yeah, ice cream machine was probably my only reason. Perfect patio, spas, obviously. And luxury stuff pack. Again, it would probably be for the tables that have lots of food on them. But yeah, I would say my favourite stuff pack is Movie Hangout. It came with a lot of really cool curtains and chairs and the big TVs and popcorn machines. So yeah, that would be my favourite stuff pack in the end. So, I mean, I guess I kind of worked out what my favourite stuff pack was by going through them all. I've always, although I know a lot of people, I didn't even mention my first pet. I know a lot of people are really disappointed by my first pet, and as I said in my overview of it, it's a stuff pack. It's kind of as good as any other stuff pack, to be honest. Never really heard anyone be like, this is the coolest stuff pack in the world, besides laundry stuff, which was very popular. So here we are into the pictures at the end, and I really, really liked how this turned out. I love some of these pictures. The kitchen is one of my favourite rooms, and I love the dining room. I like how they flow on from each other as well. Oh, this bathroom. I love that llama rug. And I like this little sitting room. We don't have a lot of electronics in this house as well. The backyard turned out looking really cool. And I like that this out view, looking at that bedroom. Oh, I do like how the kids' bedroom turned out. And I do apologise for using a million packs in this, but I just didn't want to be held back by anything. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed this build and you liked the Q&A, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!